Good morning, Las Vegas. Another day in paradise, a windy day. I didn't get to do my run today. However, I bought a mirror, and so today I've been using it to stretch when I couldn't run because of the weather. But today I started my workout, and it is so much fun, everybody, because you can see who else is on there at the bottom of the mirror. And it's a long mirror, like a regular vertical, and I don't know, I'm trying to think of what the dimensions are. Let's say it's 5 by 2 feet, whatever. Anyway, you can see the person in there, and then she's talking to you, or he's talking to you, and telling you what to do and when to breathe. And it's just like having a personal trainer. Anyway, so excited because I did, like I said, I've been using it to stretch. I got it for my birthday last month. And I've been using it to stretch when I couldn't run, but today I started doing a workout, and I was so excited. So I lost my my boot camp team some time ago, and people moved and whatever. So now I'm back at it, and I know y'all are probably doing that, at your ages. But for me, it's very exciting because I want to live a long time. What's going on today? We have 0.63 months of inventory, everybody. We put 150 under contract. Can you believe it yesterday? Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. And I mean, 150 under contract, that's wonderful. We are selling an average this month of 144 homes. There's my friend joining us. Thank goodness, Jimmy, I'm so excited you're here today. Where is he? There you are. Da, 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 da.
I can hear you. Good. I can hear you well if you can hear me.
I can hear you. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you. Yesterday I had technical difficulties.
Oh, no.
I know. So I went on regular live Facebook and said, I'll be back tomorrow, so I kind of said hi, and just so I showed some presence. But it was terrible. I mean, I felt like I went into withdrawals or something. So anyway, I found out why, and this is going to excite you too. I found out why my platform didn't work yesterday, because they were linking me up to go live on LinkedIn.
Oh.
And for us, Jimmy, that's going to be fantastic, especially when we can advertise to agents for our classes and for Buffini and things like that. It's just a different platform, and I'm really excited about it for us and our future. So,
cool.
Yeah. And so John says to me, he says, well, why did they choose you? And I says, well, probably because I use a lot of hours on their platform.
Well, plus look at the show number today, 489.
Yeah.
I think Facebook and LinkedIn and all the social media platforms look at that kind of consistency and say, this person is an influencer. We took the Buffini course, and he used to talk about your sphere of influence, but he has a special category now called influencers that he didn't have 5 years ago. That's a new category for him. And there are people like you that are out there all the time singing the song, taking it out to the universe. Here's what's happening right now, guys. Today, this is what's relevant today. You give the statistics daily.
Yes. And Leslie's telling me it's Wednesday. Thank you, because I didn't know what day it was. Oh, God, I love our fans. Oh, yeah. 144 homes a day flying off the shelf, and we are at 0.63 months of inventory, Jimmy. We're 783 homes ahead of last year, or last March. My goodness, just March, from last March. And wow. year to date, we're 1,625 ahead, 18% better than last year. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I think I haven't talked to you, but Brian Buffini interviewed some agents about the market. And so we're going to listen to one of the 5-minute interviews today.
Cool.
Which is really good. And let's see if I can find my other things. They've changed everything now, so I got to get used to something new. I think that's the other thing, about these platforms. They change them, and it scares people. It scares me too, but what can I tell you? So this is the, I'm going to see if I, Yeah. So anyway, this is the step-by-step, buy a home step-by-step. And I divided it into 2 infographics because the one infographic is too long. You know, it's too long for a Facebook page. It's too long. And so I divided it for everybody into 2, and I'll put it in the group. I've been putting a lot of videos in the group, Jimmy. So for you, if you want to go to the group and download these videos and use them, you know, you can give them to your agents to use. I've got the I white labeled them, meaning I can use them, I can sell them, I can do anything with them. So, and I have so many more to share with everybody. But this is the buy a home step-by-step that's going to go in the group. And I think it's really good. Let me get step 2.
It is really good. It is better than the ones that we have now. And we have the buyer class coming up. There's a new buyer contracts class you have approved. And in that buyer contracts class, we have a pathway to the home ownership. Yeah. And this looks like a better one than the one we're using. So we may just throw all 3 in there and say, here, pick the one that works best for you and your clients.
Yeah. And this one really is pretty detailed. And it's, like I said, it's an infographic, and it really kind of walks the buyer through all the different steps in a very graphic and simple way. So let me hide the step 2 here one. So it says, decide to buy a house. Okay. That's then, you know, all right, I'm a first-time home buyer or whatever, I'm going to buy a house. And then step 2 is develop your criteria and your budget. So I think that when you get down to the basics like this, it really makes people feel comfortable because they don't get the steps, you know, that doesn't come natural to them like it comes natural to us after, you know, you sell a few homes or you've been in this business for a few years. And so I think we take it for granted, but we just don't realize that people have these questions and these, you know, fears, if you will.
Well, and you and I both know the one in control of the conversation is the one who's
asked the questions.
Yes. And how many questions can you ask someone before they want to know how many questions are there? Right. 6. The number is 6. And there are 6 steps on this chart. The other 2 charts have 10, which you are right. That is too many. That's too complex for somebody. This one is just right for human nature, for the way that our brain works. This is a really, really good infographic. I'm really pleased to see this, especially before I do the buyer class. I would hate to see this after I do the buyer class. Oh, here's the tool. You should have, didn't you? A hammer is not to stir the soup. There's a spoon for that. Oh, shoot. I've been using my hammer to stir my soup. Dang, now you bring me a spoon. Good thing you brought me the spoon before I have the class. Thank you very much.
Well, we're a great team, Jimmy.
Man.
Yeah. So, and then you say research online, and then of course you give them the opportunity to research on your website versus Zillow. And I'm telling you what, Zillow drives me crazy. Yesterday, we're leasing a property, and it's an expensive property, $4,900 a month, and the agent who brought the tenant said, but Zillow said it's only worth $4,700. Well, Zillow doesn't know it's on a golf course and it's in a gated community. It's all these things. It's just looking at the basics, the square footage and what have you. So it doesn't really know, but yet people believe them. It drives me crazy. Do you have that issue? Do your agents have that issue?
Well, I don't want to pile on, but I will tell you that one of my agents called me the other day and said they made an offer on a Zillow listing, and Zillow said it had to be on their offer. And you and I talked about this briefly, and I don't think that's illegal. I don't know if it's a violation of the MLS rules. I don't know if they got their offer approved. I'm not really sure, but they have the listings because they bought the house, and they said, look, it needs to be on our offer. Look, is there anything in that offer that's totally offensive to your buyer? If there's not, give them what they want so you get the darn house. We just kind of have to give in. They have the power right now.
They do. And you and I also discussed, now that you brought that up, they in that offer, if you print it out, they actually describe that they have a mortgage company and they have a title company, and that, and like you said, which I was unaware, and I learned something. Not the first thing, that's the truth, that they can do that it's not steering, it's not against the law, that they can actually put their resources in the offer that that the buyer signs. So anyway, yeah, Zillow. There's a lot of agents out there really unhappy with Zillow. But like you said, in this market, what are you going to do? So they research online and then they select an agent. Well, by the time, hopefully because you gave them this, they're going to select you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you help them with choosing a lender. And then they select a loan. And so those are the first, I think if you give them too much, like the second part of this, it becomes, like you said, overwhelming, because this is the second part of it. Well, let's get through the first steps first, and then we'll go through the next 6, right? So you got 6 more till they finally get their house. But I think you can overwhelm people. I think you brought up a really good point with the first 6. Yeah, I like it. So what have you been up to? I
taught for Albuquerque yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And they're on Mountain Standard Time. They're an hour earlier than us, an hour later. It was 9 o'clock here. It was 8 o'clock there. I almost missed my class. And Jack Lindbergh checked in with me. He said, I'm ready to monitor your class. Are you in the room or what? Because it's a quarter till. I said, oh my God, I would have missed the class if it wasn't for Jack Lindbergh. He realized that they were an hour different than us. And I had 250 students in there. That would have been embarrassing if I would not have been there.
But how wonderful was it?
It was good. It's classes that you and I teach. It gave me a chance to give them in another market and get a little bit different spin on some of the ideas that you and I work on. It's just a chance for me to practice my presentation and get better at it. That's all.
Well, that's good. That's good. Exposure is wonderful. Yeah. And so, Jimmy, today, what I have put out there and advertised for today is that Brian Buffini did an interview with an agent about how do you, the agent wanted to know, how do you walk away with a clear conscience when a buyer overpays? And Buffini comes back and answers the question, which I think is really something that we need to listen to. But first, he did a little thing about the luck of the Irish. I think we should listen to it. And I'm going to mute me and you while we play it.
Great.
I don't think you can hear it. Boy, oh boy. I don't think you can hear it.
See, and it's a word. It's very hard to translate into English, but it's basically the fun, the laughter, the camaraderie, the jokes, the music. We're having the crack. The phrase, if you ever want a real Irish phrase, it's not really the top of the morning or the look of the Irish, but the crack was 90. That's a great phrase from Ireland. That means we were having a great time. Everybody's having.
Well, that one didn't work.
No, can we go to the interview though? I'm interested in what you said he interviewed an agent. If that works, I would like to see that.
Yeah, let's see if I can get that one to work. That one didn't work.
If that doesn't work, we'll call it Tuesday.
So, Jimmy, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to mute us because I think that's what the problem was.
Okay. I'll be real quiet.
Okay, so I'm going to.
We're going to open it up to some questions and answers. And Mr. Lally's in there. I think he's had some people on the line. I think they've been able to hear the content. and you'll be able to hear them. So over to you, Davey. Who's on the line? What's the question?
Hey, Brian. On line one, we have Sherry Visor. I believe that's the pronunciation, Sherry, I hope. Go ahead, Sherry, with your question.
Hey, Sherry. Where are you from, Sherry?
Williamsburg, Virginia.
Come on. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm not really loving this market. I feel like I can't represent my buyers the way that you typically do. And that's my question. How does an agent walk away with a clear conscience when they know that their buyer has overpaid for a property, given away some of their due diligence to get a home that they needed?
Yeah, I think this, first and foremost, I think the truth is never inappropriate. You know, you can have your principles and values, which I'm lockstep with you. And you can, you know, we say they're overpaying. Here's what's happening. I just bought a piece of real estate. There was 3 offers beyond me, higher, whatever else. And I overpaid by about 300 grand on the property. But I'm looking at the long-term perspective of what I plan to do. Now, if somebody's planning to buy something and turn around and move in a year, if somebody's planning on moving in 2 years or 3 years, it might be a dodgy time for that type of stuff. But the truth of the matter is, this is going to be the case for a while. And I just think you got to say to them, look, I'm here to serve. I'm here to help you. I want to be your long-term advocate. And this is the market we're dealing with. Just so you know, I don't like it any more than you like it. I'm going to give you my best professional advice on what has to happen. I talked to a friend of mine just this week. He had 71 showings on a listing in 24 hours, 10-minute increments, and 12 offers, and 22% over on the asking. You know, that's the nature of the beast right now. And here's the thing. Let me say this to you, Sherry. I have a Maserati, and a Maserati, at the risk of being in trouble with the Italians, I'm Irish-Italian, I have the Buffini name. But I got a Maserati because it's a lot like me. It's big engine, looks the part, and it's a bit temperamental. So, sure enough, the bloody thing breaks down on occasion. And my kids are always laughing, you know. And so finally, I had a chat with the car. I was in the garage, and I had a chat with the car. I said, you break down one more time, you're gone. And I get in the car the other day. It has a flat tire, and it won't start. I'm like, you're gone. So I go down. I have a relationship with a guy I bought Beverly's car from down at the Mercedes dealership. And I drive down there. Well, you hear this. So he's telling me, he goes, I know this guy's name is Al Hamed. He's a beautiful guy. He's served my family for a long time. He goes, Mr. Buffini, I have a car reserved for you. Okay. So I go in. What's this mean? Now, he knew what I like, and I talked to him on the phone. So he had a car set aside. He says, right when I got in there, he says, can you put down a deposit? I said, I haven't even looked at it. He said, you put down a deposit. He goes, Brian, they're overbidding on the cars. So there was a G-Wagon to the right of me that was listed at $155,000, and someone paid 200 grand for it. There was 4 bids on the car. I'm like, the world's losing its marbles, right? I went and test drove the car. I put a deposit down, and by the time I came back, there was 2 offers on the car I was driving. So we're in a season right now where there's a lot of things going on. And again, this too shall pass. Now, are we heading for a disaster? Not really. Because, and I'll get into some stats later on, but people are putting down, on average, twice as much down payment as they were just even 2 years ago, okay? So people are putting money down. The rates are low. They're locking in fixed rate loans. It's the opposite of what happened in 2005 and 2007, which was people were putting nothing down, and then they were doing adjustable rate mortgages that were going to adjust. People are locking in fixed rates. Okay, I just got a loan the other day, a jumbo loan, and I got a loan when I didn't need one because I got a 1.61% fixed rate loan. I mean, what? I mean, I can make a lot more money with my money than 1.6%. So the market is overheated. It's going to stay overheated. It's going to be overheated at least another couple of years. And you just got to tell your clients, look, I'm here to fight for you. This is the market we're in. And we just got to make sure that we don't make a short-term decision that has long-term implications. If you hold this house long enough, if you lock in this interest rate, it's a hedge against inflation. And when inflation comes, it's the best investment you can make. And that's a true statement. So it's, for those of us who've been around the business a long time, it isn't fun. It's a bit funky of a market. Just tell the people, and I think you'll be fine. But right now, you're going to have to, if they want a house, and that's their need, you're going to have to bid over. You're going to have to be aggressive. You're going to have to waive contingencies. That's just the way it is to get a deal today.
Okay, thank you.
No, I appreciate it. It says a lot about you, Sherry, because that's a high-integrity question. Okay, well, thanks for calling in today. Mr. Lally, who else do we have?
We have Weston, and Weston, if you...
So, Jimmy, I think that were you able to hear it?
I am shocked. I would have never believed that Buffini would become a borrower. But when he can get money at 1.6%, even Buffini says, you know what, at this rate, and even though he overpaid by $300,000,
Yeah.
he bought the property anyway, other bidders. And I was at a Chevy dealership the other day looking at cars, and he showed me the new Corvette. And he said, people put reservations in on these things 18 months ago, and they're turning these Corvettes for $40,000 and $50,000 more than the sticker price that they just bought it for, because they were smart enough to reserve it. They had a special party for people that wanted to buy a Corvette. They put money down. They ordered the car. When the car came, it was worth tens of thousands of dollars more for a Corvette. And they're beautiful, but man.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing that, you know, I experienced that. And I was telling everybody when we bought our car that there was only one choice last year, remember?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was white, thank God, because that's what I wanted, but only one choice. And we snatched it up, and he says, now I'm out. He says, they're not making cars right now because of COVID. And so I think we're seeing that in the car industry as well as other industries.
Yeah. Yeah. It got worse. I thought it would come around, but like you said, in the last year, it's gotten even worse. You might not even be able to get a car right now.
Right. Yeah. So I liked the gal's answer, or her question. I like Buffini's answer that, you know, right now, if you need a home, in this particular case, you know, they're paying 10, 15, sometimes 20% more. But if it's a long-term investment, it'll be all right. And it'll be a great hedge against inflation, and prices will go up again when inflation hits.
Well, and I've never heard what he said, that down payments have doubled in the last 2 years. People are putting twice as much down than they did two years ago. And that's an argument against the bubble that I had not heard those statistics. I'm going to see if I can get that in writing somewhere, because that's a significant shift in behavior. When you can borrow money at 3%, why would you put down more money? Because you have it, and because you don't want it, and you're safer. Down payments have doubled. Wow, that's counterintuitive to me, but it's an interesting statistic.
Yeah. And then Buffini was saying that another person that he knows, they had 71 showings in 24 hours, and each buyer could only be in the house 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. They had 12 offers, and the winning offer got 22% over asking price. And I'm sure that must be, I think that's probably in California, if I had to guess. Hi, Charlotte. Sunshine Charlotte's here. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Could be Boston, could be Texas, could be a lot of places right now.
Well, you know, the fact that we have 0.63 months of inventory, we're probably lucky.
Well, I pulled the inventory for New Mexico before I taught there. Guess what they have? 0.6 months of inventory. 0.6 in Albuquerque. And they're saying the same thing that we have here. I talked to some of the agents there. They're overbidding for houses. If they're lucky enough to get one, they're paying over list price. So Albuquerque's, I don't know why you'd want to live in Albuquerque, but they're having the same issues we are.
And it's amazing to me that so many people are still worried about a bubble. Mm-hmm. They're just not informed, I think.
Well, these are scary times. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be scared right now. I mean, we think we get a vaccine for the virus, and now the darn thing mutates on us. And I want to buy a car, and we can't get parts because they're stuck on some boat somewhere. That when is that boat even going to make it to port so I can buy a darn car? There's a lot of reasons to be scared. I'm not shocked that the consumer is nervous right now, and the ones that are acting when everyone else around them is scared. Isn't there some prayer about that? When you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs? Mm-hmm. I mean, these people that are buying houses right now, they're going to look pretty smart in a year or two.
Yes, I believe it. Well, and like Buffini's been telling us, and Dr. Young's been telling us, that real estate is always your best hedge against inflation, and prices rise when inflation hits. And it's going to happen as a result of, I guess so, of all this. Now we did another trillion or whatever we did, printing the money. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think that there's, we're in an uncharted territory, and I don't think anybody really has a clue, except perhaps the Dr. Youngs of the world who study this for a living, where we're headed.
Well, and another sign that people are scared is look at what's happened to Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the cryptocurrencies. People are putting their money there because they're afraid to miss the boat on that if it really is true. But what scares me is if this is all some crypto stuff, if they can figure out a way to break the code, you think they might be able to figure out a way to break the code? I mean, the crooks are pretty darn smart. They got to be smarter than the cops to not get caught.
Right. No, you're exactly right. And, we have our cybersecurity class tomorrow from 10 to 1, and it's 3 CE ethics credits. And Jack Lindbergh, that's his passion, and he's always coming up with new information. And I always enjoy the class every month. And hopefully we need more signups, basically. I don't know if it's spring break right now. Is it spring break? Is this spring break?
I don't know. It might be. My kids are too old for me to know that. I do know it does satisfy the triennial ethics requirement for the NAR. So if you haven't done that yet, that might be another reason to take the class. It's a good class, and you and I have both taken it multiple times. And I told him I would sit in on it again because he's changed as the market has changed, as the security measures have changed. I mean, Amazon came out with a new device that's for your car. I don't know if you've seen this, but this device you put in your car, and once you buy the device and put in your car, you have to pay a monthly subscription service fee. I wonder where Amazon's getting their money. But it tells you if somebody's messing with your car when you're not at your car. It calls you up and says, hey, somebody's dinking around with your car. It also, if you get pulled over, you can Alexa, I'm being pulled over. Please record. And it records the entire event.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I have a whole class on people setting up Alexa apps too that I haven't even had time to, produce. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, the things that are going on with technology are absolutely amazing, and with smart homes and things like that. I mean, I don't know about you, but my home's 20 years old. It's going to be ancient.
Yeah, mine's about 15. Yeah.
Doesn't have any of the new stuff. No, none of the new stuff. So if anybody wants to sign up for the cyber class tomorrow, please go to bee.vegas. There's no .com, there's no .net. It's just bee.vegas. And it's tomorrow 10 to 1. Wear a mask and get a free lunch, or you can Zoom. And it counts for the what do you say? How do you say that?
It's called triennial now. It's every 3 years now, triennial.
Triennial. It counts for the triennial requirements for the GLV or LVR. And then Jimmy, we're doing a class on Friday for contracts.
Yeah.
And that's the 26th from 10 to 1. And again, free lunch. You can come and join us. You have to wear a mask. Now, did we find out if you have a shot if you have to wear the mask?
No, I haven't found that out, but I want to make sure they know this is not the contracts class you and I have been doing for the last few months. This is on buyer brokerage. This is a new class. We've never given it before. It's on buyer brokerage. If you're losing buyers because they get frustrated, they can't get a house, this might be a class you want to come to. And the tips you got from those lenders the other day, we've thrown that in there. We have a new buyer's roadmap. So there's a lot of new content in this class. It's not the same old contracts classes you've had before.
Right.
It's new.
It's new. We need new.
Yeah, we do.
We need new. And so go to be.vegas, same thing. It has the complete calendar there, be.vegas. And it also, we have a law class coming up on Monday. So we got Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and Monday's 10 to 1 with 3 CE law credits. And Keith Kelly's going to be teaching that one. Jimmy and I have to sharpen our saw a little bit, I guess, on the law class.
Yeah, I have one to submit. I'm ready to submit it. I'll bring it to you.
Okay. All right. And then I'm going to have them mail us the CE numbers because I don't have them, but I'll get them.
Okay. Or they can email them to me.
Oh,
I'm an approved instructor, and they might give them to me. You can try it.
Well, what I'll do, I'm going to text you Leah's. Do you have Leah Holmes?
Yeah, I got it.
Text. Would you email her because they can't figure out why I can't get theirs?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Okay, super. All right, everybody, we love you. It's time to go. Everybody have a wonderful day. It's great to be back. Jimmy, you'll be here tomorrow?
I think so.
Okay, super duper. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.